My girlfriend's father lunged at us with a crowbar to test me, so I jabbed his eyes with full force. Now he has not only lost his vision, but also his family. I've been dating Jada since 6th grade, and we're freshmen now. Our families always got along great, except for one problem. Her dad and 3 older brothers have this thing where they test me constantly to see if I'm good enough for her. At first, it was small stuff. Her dad asking me to help change a tire in pouring rain to see if I'd complain. Her brothers hiding my car keys before dates to test my patience. One time, they locked me in their basement for 20 minutes to see if I'd freak out. Jada and her mom told them to knock it off multiple times. Her sister even threatened to stop talking to them, but they kept doing it, saying they were just looking out for her. My parents didn't know because honestly, I thought it would just blow over. Last Friday, I had this feeling something was coming. My parents were on a road trip, and Jada and I planned a date at this Italian restaurant downtown while her family explored the city. The whole dinner, I kept looking over my shoulder. We left around 9 p.m. and started walking to where I parked. We're holding hands and talking about this movie we want to see, when suddenly, this massive guy in all black with a ski mask comes charging at us from between 2 cars. He's got a crowbar raised above his head. Jada screams so loud my ears are ringing. I don't think I just react. As he gets close, I go straight for his face and jam my fingers into his eyes with everything I have. The sound he made was horrible. He drops the crowbar and it clangs on the concrete. He's on the ground now, covering his face and screaming. My right hand is throbbing, and when I look down, there's blood on my fingers. My index and middle finger feel jammed. That's when Jada starts hyperventilating and saying, "Oh my God, that's my dad," over and over. I'm standing there in complete shock. People start coming out of the restaurant and someone's already calling 911. The ambulance shows up in maybe 5 minutes. Her dad is still on the ground and there's blood seeping through his fingers. Then her mom and brothers and sister come running up the street because they heard the commotion. Her mom sees her husband on the ground and just loses it. Cops arrive and start separating everyone. They're asking me what happened, who attacked first, if I knew the attacker. I tell them everything honestly. They say I'm off the hook for now since it was clearly self-defense, but they'd be in contact. They had to call my parents who were 4 hours away. My dad answered, and I've never heard him that angry. He's yelling at Jada's family through the phone, asking what kind of sick game they're playing. By the time my parents got there, it's past midnight. We all go to the hospital where her dad is. The waiting room instantly turns into a war zone. Her dad is saying he wants to press charges, said I went too far and he was just testing me. Her brothers are backing him up, saying I'm violent and dangerous. Jada is crying and screaming at her dad, asking what he expected to happen. Her mom is completely silent, just staring at her husband like she doesn't recognize him. My mom steps between everyone and says, if he presses charges, we're pressing charges right back for assault. Then the doctor comes out. He says her dad permanently lost vision in his right eye. The damage was too severe. He'll recover eventually, but that eye is gone. The room goes quiet. My dad pulls me aside and says, we're getting a lawyer. Turns out the restaurant had security cameras that caught everything. The footage shows a masked man with a weapon charging at 2 teenagers. It's open and shut self-defense. But here's where everything really fell apart. 2 days later, Jada's mom calls mine. Jada's sister tells us their dad won't leave his eye alone. Keeps touching it through the bandage, pressing on it. The doctor said if he doesn't stop, he could damage the other eye too. Her mom hides in her room because she can't watch him do it anymore. Jada goes over to check on him and finds him in the bathroom with the bandage off, staring at himself in the mirror with both hands near his face. When she asks what he's doing, he says very quietly that if he can't see out of one, he shouldn't be able to see out of either, and she notices his fingernails are positioned right at the edge of his good eye. Jada calls me immediately, her voice shaking so bad I can barely understand her. "You need to get here now," she's saying. "He's going to do it. He's actually going to do it." I tell my parents and we rush over there. When we arrive, Jada's standing outside with her sister, both of them crying. My dad goes straight inside with my mom right behind him. I can hear Jada's mom screaming from the living room, "Robert, please, just put your hands down." I walk in and it's like a nightmare. Her dad is sitting on the couch, one hand hovering near his good eye, his face twisted up in this expression I can't even describe. My dad approaches him slowly, hands up like he's dealing with a wild animal. "Robert, listen to me. You don't want to do this." But Jada's dad isn't listening. He's muttering to himself, something about balance and how he can't look at himself anymore. Jada's oldest brother, Tyler, is trying to talk him down too, but his voice cracks when he says, "Dad, come on, this isn't you." That's when Jada's mom just breaks. She starts sobbing, saying, "I can't do this anymore. I can't watch you destroy yourself." She looks at her daughters and says something that makes the whole room freeze. "Girls, go pack your bags. We're leaving tonight." Tyler immediately gets defensive. "What? You're seriously going to abandon him right now?" Jada's mom turns to face him, and I've never seen someone look so exhausted. "I've been planning to leave for years, Tyler. I stayed for you kids, hoping he'd change. But this? She gestures at her husband. This is the final straw. The middle brother, Jordan, steps between them. So you're just going to bail when Dad needs you most? That's messed up, Mom. What's messed up, she says, her voice getting louder, is that your father terrorized a teenage boy with a weapon, and now he's punishing himself for it instead of taking responsibility. I'm done enabling this family's toxic behavior. Jada's sister starts crying harder. Can everyone please just stop fighting? She begs, but nobody's listening to her. My mom puts a hand on Jada's mom's shoulder. Do you have somewhere to go? She nods. My sister's place. She's been telling me to leave for a decade. Right there in the living room, with all of us watching, Jada's mom walks upstairs. You can hear her opening drawers and closet doors. Jada's sister follows her, and so does Jada. The brothers just stand there with their dad, who's still sitting on that couch like a statue. Tyler glares at me. You happy now? You destroyed our family. Before I can respond, my dad steps forward. Your father destroyed this family the moment he put on that mask. Don't you dare blame this kid for defending himself. He blinded our dad, Jordan says, his fists clenched. Your dad attacked him with a crowbar, my mom shoots back. What exactly did you think would happen? The brothers don't have an answer for that. They just turn their attention back to their father, who finally lowers his hand from his face. He looks at them and says, Your mother's weak. She doesn't understand what it means to be strong. I feel sick listening to him. Jada comes back downstairs carrying 2 suitcases. Her mom and sister are right behind her with their own bags. Jada's mom doesn't even look at her husband as she heads for the door. You're really doing this? Tyler calls after her. She stops, turns around and says, I should have done this years ago. Then she walks out. Jada hesitates at the door. She looks at her dad, then at her brothers. I love you guys, but I can't stay in this house anymore. Jada, don't, Jordan starts, but she's already gone. My parents and I leave with them. Jada's mom drives her and the girls to her sister's house across town, and we head home. That night, I can't sleep. My hand is still sore from the impact, and I keep replaying everything in my head. The next morning, my dad sits me down for a serious talk. He says, I think you should give Jada some space for a few weeks. Let her family situation settle down. I don't want to, but I know he's right. Still, Jada and I text constantly. She tells me her aunt's apartment is small but safe. Her mom is already looking at places to rent. But the texts that bother me are the ones about her dad. He keeps calling me, she writes, like every hour. What does he say? Sometimes he apologizes. Sometimes he's angry. Sometimes he just breathes into the phone and doesn't say anything. That gives me chills. I screenshot the message just in case. Her brothers start calling too. Tyler sends me a text that just says, This is your fault. Jordan is more direct. You ruined everything, you know that? At school, it gets worse. I'm walking to third period when Tyler shoves past me in the hallway. He hits me so hard I slam into the lockers, and my shoulder throbs from the impact. He mutters, This is your fault, and keeps walking. I start screenshotting every nasty text they send me. There are a lot of them. Tyler calls me a psycho. Jordan says I destroyed their family and that I'm going to pay for it. I keep them all in a folder on my phone, just in case things escalate. When I mention this to Jada, she gets upset. Why are you making evidence? She asks. That just makes everything worse and more real. Your brothers are scaring me, Jada. I need proof they're harassing me. They're just angry, she insists. They'll calm down eventually. What if they don't? You're being dramatic. That stings more than I expected. We've never really fought before, not like this. I tell her I'm just trying to protect myself, and she says I'm making it into a bigger deal than it needs to be. We end the call without really resolving anything. The next day at school, everything blows up. I'm sitting in the cafeteria when I hear yelling. Jada's confronting Jordan in front of everyone. She's holding up her phone, showing him something. You sent this? She shouts. You called him a psycho? You said he ruined everything? Jordan's face goes red. He did ruin everything. Dad's disabled because of him. Dad attacked him with a weapon, Jada yells back. What was he supposed to do? Just let himself get beaten? People are pulling out their phones. I can see them recording. Jordan gets louder, stepping closer to Jada. You chose some random guy over your own father. Dad's sitting at home with one eye because of your boyfriend, and you're acting like he's the victim? He is the victim, Jada screams. Dad is the one who— Dad was testing him, that's what we do, and your psycho boyfriend went way too far! A teacher finally intervenes, pulling them apart, but the damage is done. By the end of the day, those videos are everywhere. Kids I don't even know are talking about it. Someone sent it to Jada's dad. That night, Jada's phone rings. It's her father. She puts it on speaker because her hands are shaking too much to hold it steady. Jada, her dad says, and he's crying. Jada, please, I need to see you. Dad, I don't think— I've lost my vision. I've lost your mother. I can't lose you too, baby. Please, just come see me. Jada looks at me. I don't know what to say. Her aunt is shaking her head no, but Jada is already breaking. Okay, Dad, I'll come tomorrow. The next day, I offer to go with her. She says it'll make things worse, so she goes alone. I sit at home, anxious, checking my phone every 5 minutes. 3 hours later, she comes back looking shaken. She sits on my couch and just stares at the wall for a minute before she can talk. "The house is a disaster," she finally says. "Dishes everywhere, laundry piled up, and my dad looks terrible. His bandage is dirty and he's clearly not showering or eating properly." "Did he apologize?" She hesitates. "He acted almost normal for like an hour. We talked about school, my aunt's place, normal stuff, and then right before I left, he asked me something." "What?" "He asked if I thought you passed." "I don't understand." "Passed what?" "The test." She looks at me, her eyes hollow. "He said, your boyfriend defended you really well, so I guess he passed, right? Like this was all still just a test. Like nothing that happened was actually wrong." I feel anger building in my chest, cold and sharp. He still thinks he was right. "He genuinely believes it was a legitimate test that just went badly," Jada says, her voice breaking. "He doesn't think he did anything wrong." I ask her point blank, "Has your dad ever admitted he was wrong about anything?" She goes quiet, like actually silent for a full minute. Then she admits, "No, never. He always finds a way to justify everything as protecting the family or teaching lessons." That realization settles over both of us. I'm not dealing with someone who made a mistake and feels bad about it. I'm dealing with someone who's psychologically incapable of taking responsibility. Somehow, that's more terrifying than simple anger. Over the next few days, I can't let it go. Something about the whole situation is eating at me. Without telling anyone, I drive to Jada's dad's house when I know the brothers are at work. I knock on the door. He answers, looking even worse than Jada described. Unshaven, hollow-eyed, the house behind him smelling like garbage and unwashed laundry. "What do you want?" he asks. Not hostile, just tired. "I don't know," I admit. "I guess I wanted to see if you were okay." He lets me in. I pull out my phone and start recording, pretending I'm just checking a message. I don't even know why I'm doing it. Maybe I need to understand him. Maybe I need evidence. Maybe I just need closure. We sit in his living room, and he starts talking. At first, it's just rambling about how hard everything is, how he can't adjust to one eye, how the depth perception is gone. Then he says something that makes my blood run cold. "My sons encouraged the tests," he admits. "They made it competitive between themselves. They kept pushing me to do one big final test, something that would really prove you were worthy. The crowbar was insane, I know that, but I couldn't back down without looking weak in front of them." He's crying now, but he never once says the words, "I'm sorry." He just keeps justifying, explaining, rationalizing. I leave with that recording burning a hole in my phone. I make a huge mistake. I show it to Jada. I think she needs to hear it, needs to understand that her brothers pushed her dad into this. But when I play it for her, she doesn't react the way I expect. "You recorded him?" she says, her voice quiet and dangerous. "You went to my dad's house behind my back and recorded him without permission?" "Yes." "Jada, you need to hear what he said about your brothers." "You're treating my family like suspects," she shouts. "Like we're criminals you need to build a case against." "Your family is unstable. I'm trying to protect." "You're obsessed with proving you're right instead of just moving on." We have a massive fight. She says I'm making everything worse, that I can't let anything go, that I'm turning her family drama into my personal mission. I argue that her family is genuinely dangerous and she's in denial. She storms out. She doesn't respond to my texts for 2 days. When she finally calls, her voice is different, distant, defensive. "I confronted my brothers," she says. "And?" "They were all sitting together at the house when I got there. I demanded answers about what Dad said, about them pushing him to do the test." "What did they say?" "Tyler just smiled. He said they drive past your house sometimes." My stomach drops. "What?" I asked him what that meant, and he said, "Nothing, probably." Just like that, all casual. Then Jordan laughed. "Jada, that's a threat."
"I know," she whispers, "but they're still my brothers. I don't want to believe they'd actually hurt anyone."
"But you're scared." Long pause. "Yeah, I'm terrified." Things escalate fast after that. One morning, my dad comes out to his car and finds a long, deep scratch keyed into the driver's side. It runs from the front door all the way to the back bumper. There's no proof, but we all know who did it. My dad wants to file a police report. I talk him out of it. "It'll just make things worse," I say, even though I'm not sure I believe that anymore. That night, lying in bed, I have a realization that scares the hell out of me. When I jammed my fingers into her dad's eyes, I felt this flash of satisfaction, like some dark part of me was glad I hurt him. And now, thinking about her brothers, I'm starting to feel that same cold anger building. I'm becoming the violent person they're accusing me of being. I do something impulsive and stupid. I post the whole story on Reddit's relationship advice forum. I change the names but include enough details that anyone from our school would recognize it. I'm looking for validation, for someone to tell me I'm not crazy, that this family really is as unstable as I think. The post blows up overnight. Thousands of comments. People calling Jada's dad insane. People sharing their own toxic family stories. People telling me to get a restraining order. By morning, screenshots are circulating through our school. Someone figures out it's about Jada's family and shares it directly with students who know them. Jada's dad sees it through someone showing it to him on their phone. he completely loses it. He calls me screaming, literally screaming so loud I have to hold the phone away from my ear. You publicly humiliated what's left of my family. My sons might lose their jobs if their employers see this. Everyone knows I'm the psycho dad now. I hang up on him mid-sentence. 2 hours later, Jada's aunt calls, frantic. He tried to damage his good eye again. He's on a 72-hour psychiatric hold. Jada blames me. She sends me a long text about how I pushed her dad over the edge, how my need to be right destroyed what was left of her family, how she can't trust me anymore. I don't know what to say to that. The next day, I'm home alone after school when there's a knock at the door. I open it without thinking. Tyler's fist connects with my face before I can even process what's happening. I feel my lips split open, taste blood. I stumble backward and manage to slam the door shut, locking it. Through the door, Tyler says, calm as anything, you destroyed our family. Then they leave. I'm shaking with adrenaline and rage. My face is throbbing. When my parents get home and see my split lip, my mom starts crying. My dad immediately wants to call the police. I stop them. I can't explain why. It feels like admitting defeat, like if we get the authorities involved, I've lost, somehow. That evening, Jada shows up at my door with a duffel bag. I can't stay at my aunt's anymore, she says. Dad keeps calling there from the facility. Can I stay here for a few days? Just until my mom finds an apartment. My parents reluctantly agree. That first night, she finally opens up. We're sitting on my bed and she's staring at her hands. My dad started the testing tradition when I was in 6th grade, she says quietly. My first boyfriend. Every boy I've dated since then has gone through progressively worse tests. Why didn't you stop him? I tried. I complained. But I never gave him an ultimatum because I was terrified of having to choose between my boyfriend and my family. She looks at me, tears streaming down her face. Am I crazy for still loving him after everything? I don't know how to answer that. Over the next few days living together, I start noticing things. Small things that add up to something bigger. Jada flinches when my dad raises his voice during a normal conversation about dinner plans. She asks permission before eating food from our fridge, like she needs approval. She compulsively cleans our house, doing dishes that aren't hers, folding laundry she didn't make, like she's trying to earn her place here. One night, I'm up late studying and she's sitting on the couch just staring at nothing. I sit down next to her. Can I ask you something? I say gently. Yeah. Did you ever tell your dad to completely stop the tests? Like, actually put your foot down? She goes very quiet. I can see her breathing change, getting faster. Jada? I would complain, she finally says, her voice barely above a whisper. But I never gave an ultimatum because I was terrified of having to choose between my boyfriend and my family. You said that already. Because it's true. She's crying now, and I reach for her hand. Then she says something that changes everything. My dad told me 2 days before the restaurant that he was planning something big. I go completely still. What? He made me promise not to warn you. He said, real danger doesn't come with warnings. If he can't handle it, he's not worthy of you. The floor just dropped out from under me. She knew. She knew something was coming and said nothing. Thanks for watching till the end. Make sure to like and subscribe to not miss the next story.